Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas. This is how to make a game in Unity, and welcome to episode 36. So this episode we're going to carry on with our shop system. So we're going to have a cash system going. We're going to sort out some GUI. We're going to freeze the actual game technically, so we can't actually move around or move our mouse around while we're in the shop mode. And we're going to add some prices into our game. So firstly, let's set up a global cache script. So in our shops folder in the asset window, right click, create C# script, and let's call it global cache. So this script will contain pretty much our entire wallet, so we can always reference this script. So because we're going to reference it from different scripts, we need to use the word static when we're doing our variables. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of void start, and we'll get rid of this note here. We don't need them. So public static int global coins. In fact, we won't call it global coins, we'll call it current coins. And then next one, public int, and we'll call it local coins. So the reason we're doing this is just so as we can see within the script itself what the actual value is going to be. Because we're using the word static here, the value won't appear in our inspector panel. So we just need to do local coins equals current coins, semicolon, and save. So now we just need to put this into our global shop manager. So if we drag and drop global cache onto global shop manager, add that extra script, and we'll be able to see it here. So now as we have the coins set up, what we'll do is we will quickly create another script that when we start the game, it's going to show us, or rather it's going to add some coins. So in fact, what we'll do, we'll actually start this quite easily. We'll go back on global cache, and we'll actually make current coins equals to 100 and save. It just saves an extra script for now. So if we press play on our global shop manager, hopefully local coins will change to 100. And it does. Okay, so now we have some spending money. Next thing we need to do is let's set up our coins on the inventory. So if we go to our canvas, which is right here, let's double click to zoom out so we can see what we're doing. Inventory here, and I'm going to set it as active so we can see. And I'm going to put coins up here in the top right. So here where we have text, I'm just going to hold control, press D to duplicate that. And I'm going to change the alignment to the right. And we'll keep it, yeah, we'll keep it that way. Let's move it over here to about there. And right click, rename, and put coin count. And let's change this to just coins with a colon and a space, and we'll leave it blank for now because we'll create a script to update this, or rather we'll do it in the global cache. So as you can see, what's going to happen here is we're going to have our coins displayed there alongside our inventory. What I might do, just to kind of differentiate between the two, is change the color to a slight kind of grey reddish color, about there, just so we can tell the difference between inventory and coins. So let's go back to our global cache, and now let's have public game object, and let's have inventory display semicolon, and we'll need to put at the top using Unity engine.ui semicolon. And in our void update, we'll do inventory display dot get component, and in spiky brackets text open close bracket dot text equals, and in quotes we put the word coins, and then colon space, and then close that quote, plus local coins semicolon, and save. So now we just need to add that coin count to the global shop manager item here, inventory display. So we're going to modify this a little bit more later on because we need to constantly show what we're doing. So let's close our inventory so we can untick. Now when we press play, and if we press I to see our inventory, you can see we have 100 coins right there. I need to
find a way out of...
So we've got our coins displayed, we've got our coins. Let's sort out our shop. So firstly, what we'll do is we will stop ourselves actually being able to move, because at the moment, if we walk into what our shop trigger is, we can still walk around, we can still move our mouse. So what we'll do is we'll add in a couple of lines of code to our shop 01 access. So if we go into it, and what we need to do is add in at the very top underneath using unityengine.ui, we need to put using Unity standard assets dot characters dot first person, and this just helps the script recognize what we're about to do. And once we've declared that, we can then put another variable down here, which is going to be public game object the player semicolon. And what we need to do is then basically set the component, which is the first person controller, off. And we can do that as we go into onTriggerEnter. So we can do it here. The player dot get component in spiky brackets first person controller open close bracket dot enabled equals false semicolon and save. So all this is doing is once we get into the shop, it just prevents us from being able to do anything else in the game other than the shop. So let's test it again.
A village over that bridge. I need to find a way out of this wood.
Okay, we've actually forgot to set our variable. It would help if we did that, wouldn't it? So on the cube, which is currently the shop, we just need to attach the first person controller right there. So let's test this again. I think at this point in development, there's a lot of testing and a lot of trial and error.
Village over that bridge. I need to find a way out of this wood.
Okay, so there we go. This just has to kind of catch up on itself now, but because we have everything set here, we can see, oh yeah, that's fine. So now we need to do the inverse of that on our inventory screen. So, sorry, not the inventory screen, the shop panel. So let's tick our shop panel on. And let's take item 4 as the example, and let's hold control, press D to duplicate. And I'm going to change it to red, or pink in this case. Right click, rename, and put exit button. So I'm going to change the text to exit shop. And I'm going to put this button a little bit further down towards the bottom. In fact, no, I think I'll put it at the top actually, just so as it's in alignment with the welcome sign. And let's shrink it a little. So about there, maybe. Okay, so now we have the exit button. So let's get rid of that object. So if you click the little radius button there and select none, just to remove everything so we don't make a mess of things. And what we'll do now is in the shops folder again, right click, create C# script, and we'll put exit shops. So open that in Modern Develop or Visual Studio. And the idea of what's going to happen here is we'll get rid of void update and void start. And we need to basically do the inverse of what we've done on our shop 01 access. So we can copy this again here using Unity standard assets and place it here. And next thing we'll need to do is take our variable, which is the player, and place it in our public class. And then we'll do public void exit shop mode, open close bracket, open curly bracket, go down a couple of lines and close bracket. And then we can take this line of code again, the player.get component first person controller, copy that into exit shop and change it to true and save. So then we just need to apply that to the exit button itself. So we can drag and drop onto exit button, set the variable for the player over here. And then in this little button here where we've got on click, where we would normally click plus, because that already exists, we don't need to click plus, and we just drag and drop the actual object itself, then no function, then exit shops, and then exit shop mode. So now when we press play, or rather if we actually turn our shop off and press play, and then head over to our shop over here.
I need to find a way out of this wood. Looks like a village over that bridge.
So let's try this out. Okay, there we go. So our shop is all nice and good. And let's click exit shop. And carry on. So one thing we forgot to do there is actually turn off the shop itself. So we need to declare that as another game object. Public game object shop panel semicolon, and we just need to do shop panel dot set active false semicolon and save. And now let's set that object onto the variable. So exit button, drag and drop shop panel onto there, and let's save that scene and try this out. So one thing you may have noticed at this point, if you're testing in the same way I have, if we click on exit shop, it kind of reappears again. So if we click exit shop, it may instantly reappear. That is because we're already in the trigger, but don't worry about that for now. Once we get onto an actual clicking on a person, that error will disappear. So it's working just as it should do for now. So next thing to do, let's add some prices into our shop. So let's set our shop active again, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to move down items 3 and 4 just down a little so we can actually fit some text boxes underneath. So in item 01, let's right click UI, sorry, not image, I clicked too fast there. Item 01 UI and text, there we go, and just bring this text down here. I'm going to increase it to 20, and let's see, let's have it as white as well. And let's have price, colon, and space. And now duplicate and bring that into item 2 and move it over. And again, into item 3, bring it down and over. And obviously you can take the time to align everything and make it look pretty. I'm just doing this quickly so we can move things along so I'm not wasting your time. And let's just move that down a little. Okay, so now we have our prices underneath each item that we're going to buy. So we have to actually specify our items now, our item prices I should say. So let's go into global shop. So double click that script, head into our scripting, and what we'll do is we will set 4 more variables. So we'll do public static int item 01 price semicolon, and rather than type that out again, we'll just copy and paste to speed things up and just change it to item 2, item 3, and item 4. Next thing we'll do is here item 01 price equals, let's have that as 10 semicolon, copy down, change that to, let's also have that as 10 actually. Let's change that to number 2. Let's have red potion equal to 15. So that's item 03 price is 15. And item 04 price, let's have that as 20. And save that script. So next thing, if we go into shop 01 access, we then need to reference the actual prices themselves. And what we'll do is we will set 4 more variables here. So we'll just go beneath the player. Public game object item 01 price box semicolon, copy, paste, paste, paste. So we got 4 times. So change to item 2, item 3, and item 4. So once we got that, we go into void on trigger enter, make sure it is in the on trigger enter section. And what we need to do is we need to do item 01 price box dot get component in spiky brackets text open close bracket dot text equals, and then in quotes the word price with a colon and a space plus global shop dot item 01 price semicolon. So we can copy that line of code again 3 more times and just remember to change that to item 2, item 3, item 4, and again over here item 2, item 3 and item 4, and save that script. So now hopefully we should have everything in order. Everything is set here, and obviously, like I said earlier, you can take the time to go slowly with this and make it look pretty. You don't have to rush it like what I've done here. I've just done this to kind of speed things along to get this tutorial going nice and fast. So let's close our shop panel by unticking it, saving our scene, and press play. So
Where
let's
am
have
I?
a look.
I need to find a way
So let's
out
get
of this
over to
wood.
our shop trigger. So it appears a little bit of a glitch here. Why is this? Okay, so it's saying an error down here. That's because we haven't actually done it properly, have we? Because on a global shop manager, that is set. Yeah, it's the cube, isn't it? Because that's our shop. We have to set the actual variables. Schoolboy error. You'd think this deep into development, I wouldn't make this little mistake. So let's resave. Let's clear our console. Let's press play again. Now let's try this out.
Where am I?
So I'm
Looks
hoping
like a village
I
over
need
that
to
bridge.
find
a
a
way
way
out of this wood.
There we go. So now our prices appear. And you can see that as we hover over even the price, the actual item lights up. So what I think we're going to do next episode is we may replace this text with some pictures, or maybe have a picture beside it. And we're going to get to the point where when we press this and it says, are you sure you want to buy this wood block? We either click yes or no. So we obviously have the no working, but we want the yes to work. So we need to work with perhaps an error message to say, no, you haven't got enough money, or yes, if you have got enough money, then we can perhaps let you buy this, as it were. But one thing I might actually do before we finish this tutorial is we have our coin value in our inventory, but we don't have it visible in the shop. So let's add it to the shop before we finish, because it's quite vital. It's a vital statistic, isn't it? So let's add some UI, so text, and I'm going to bring it over here, change it to 20, and color as white. And here in our global shop manager, on global cache, let's add in another variable. So public game object shop display semicolon, and then we can basically use this same line of code and change inventory display to shop display and save. And then let's just quickly set that variable, which is this text one. I'm going to rename it first, I think, and we'll have coins display, and then drag and drop that into your inventory tab, panel, whatever you want to call it, and there we go. We can actually see we have the 100 coins right there. So I'm going to turn off the shop panel and save the scene. So like I say, next episode we're going to program the fact we can buy things, and if we haven't got enough money then we can't buy it. We may even deal a little with images. We'll see what happens. So guys, until the next episode, you program your shop, you get it looking how you want it. You don't need to have it as basic as what I've got it. I've shown you the methods to basically build it, so you take that a little step further and experiment. So until next episode guys, thank you very much for watching.